Welcome to another lesson on the flat earth physics, or the physics of our flat earth, I should say. Now, I'm going to go over the magnetic field of the flat earth as opposed to the magnetic field of the globe. But first we're going to deal with a couple of issues here, and that is knowing where the continents are on the flat earth system, understanding one hemisphere from the other. And I have subscribers come to me and ask me, where are the continents when I draw a north and a southern hemisphere? They want me to go and draw them the continents, where the continents are in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, when I show them an overall flat earth plan, view. You know, this is like hitting your head on a brick wall. But I'm going to go over it, okay? I'm just going to waste my time. For those of you who can't figure it out themselves, can't do it themselves. Okay, so there's the centre Arctic. There's the Tropic of Cancer, say. There's the Tropic of Capricorn, say. That means, let's draw the entire Earth system, shall we? And that's our enclosed system. So, we have the northern hemisphere in here, right? That's the northern hemisphere. Out here is the southern hemisphere. Okay? All projected out from the north, equidistantly. I better draw these lines properly, coming out from the centre Arctic. Now out here in the southern hemisphere we have New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, South America. Go look at a map, people. And in here we have America, Canada, Russia, China, and a lot of other countries. Go look at a map. Go look at a map. Okay? This is our system. But due to flat earth ignorance, all they do is draw one system with the dome and the sun moving around, or the planets, the moon moving around the system like that. That's only one hemisphere. Each hemisphere has its own cycle. There's a northern hemisphere and there's a southern hemisphere. There's a northern hemisphere sun and a lemma. There's a southern hemisphere sun and a lemma. The cycles come out of the south, the cycles come out of the north. They're mirrored. There's two cycles, not one. There's a cycle here. There's a cycle here. And there's a cycle that's south, it's the same one. But there's a cycle also in the north. If you want to call that the centre Arctic. It's all around. The northern hemisphere, star rotation. The southern hemisphere, star rotation. Separated by the tropical gap. Okay? Then of course you've got the centre vortex here, which is all shown down here. So you can bring this all the way up and over like this. That's the magnetic flux of Earth. Down there like that. We can't get into the space up here. We dwell way down here. So what you have to understand is, in the tropical gap here, we have a system that goes right up like this. Straight up like this. Straight up like this. Over there like that. Over there like that. And over there like that. And over there like that. They don't cross over there, that's a central vortex. Central vortex. Okay? If you're interested in understanding flat earth, why don't come here until you understand the difference between a northern hemisphere and a southern hemisphere. Where the continents are, even if you go look at a globe. Okay? This is how it works. The magnetic field does not cross the tropics. Up here. Up here. It comes out of the north, comes up here and drops straight down to the ground. Goes down through the ground, then rises up over here, flows over here, drops straight to the ground, through the ground, up here, then up through the centre here again. That's how it works. Same with this side. Okay? Southern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere. Won't write it all in there. Northern hemisphere's in there. In the tropical gap. Tropical gap. Okay? The tropical gap is pretty much the tropical gap, the celestial tropical gap, celestial tropical gap is not actually directly over the equator, the tropics, because the equator is back here, the equinox. That's 50-50 there when the field is balanced at that time of year. But the tropical gap is basically between here and there. Okay? That is Cancer, and then you've got Capricorn. Well, you could say it's further out here, Capricorn. Tropical gap. But this moves because the southern hemisphere is a 3-2. Okay, and what happens is this one here moves up and underlays the north, south. Okay, and look, what does this represent? Okay, so at the time of the year, the southern hemisphere moves up here and overlays this. Now every man is on this meridian north to south. This will be his south, this is his north. But they're multitude, they're all the way around. These all the way around. So you could be anywhere around on the flat earth system. You will be on one of these lines. This is all you get in your arc of horizon. There's your south, there's your north. So on a direct line like this, there's the overlay. And at a particular time of the year, there'll be a lot more stars in here, in this overlay, than there would be if the season was separated. But it stretched out again. This is like the pumping over the season, like a heartbeat. It's all to do with the central vortex. A vortex, not a pump, a vortex motion. So it's understanding the celestial tropical gap, because there's star rotations, okay? The stars. They move up and move out. This is why they tell you. I don't know if they do. They perish. Some of these perish. these outer stars out here perish because they keep coming up and overlaying in here. But the northern stars do not perish. They're imperishable. They stay there. This one underlays, going down. It's like that. Overlays like this, going down into Amente. Or, what's the other one? Tataris. You got Mente and Tataris. Okay? It's all about this gap in here. The crevice, the little, and it's to do with the Teotihuacan pyramid. You'll notice there's a little shaded area up here. It represents this, the crevice where pigeons rest. Okay? Where pigeons rest, where they find rest. Think about that. Where a pigeon will find rest. Okay? It's a certain time of the year, this overlay. This is also described in Abydos. Seti 1. The overlay of the two, what do you call them? Reliefs. Reliefs. There's two. You've seen the, how's it go? Or, I'm no artist, but you've got this thing, looks like a boat or a submarine or something. And then you got the helicopter. You had to draw a helicopter, Black Hawk down, whatever. They come about from the overlay, because this overlay in the stars creates the incoming constellations, namely Virgo. And the mythological story regarding Virgo is Persephone and Demetrios, so you spell it, the mother of Persephone. It's all about Virgo. Persephone goes down into Tartarus or Amente or Abydos sometimes called. But she comes back out only after eating some pomegranate. What are the pomegranate? Well, the pomegranate is representing, because we're in the southern hemisphere. How can I draw that? You have to go back to the whole flat earth design. Arctic or northern hemisphere, tropical cap, southern hemisphere. All around here is the pomegranate, because everything spirals out of here. And it represents your sun. So you go back to this meridian line you're on, you always get an image of the sun. Due to this parabolic projection to give our whole world this crystalline, mirrored, holographic projection. Because of the field curving like this, curving down like this, we get our reflection back to the observer on his meridian line. So you could be on any one of these, and these pomegranates are representing the suns, okay, or whatever. But anyway, they are getting chewed up in here, right? So you've got to realise the field moves right up to about here, and then it moves back. As it moving back, it locks in, perfect balance. So she's eating these because she's this perimeter here that's getting eaten up in here, right? She has to eat some pomegranate to come back out. You've got to think about this. And this is what the mythological story is all about. She goes down, but then she comes back up. So every year she goes down and comes back up. Okay. There's probably enough on that. This video is off the cuff. I didn't even plan anything, okay? What we're going to do is run over the magnetic fields. You got the spinning ball theory. Okay, with the stick coming through here like this. Now that stick is offset, but they don't tell you, they don't go into depth about that. So what they do, this is funny, man. They have their magnetic field come out here and go all the way around into here, right? This is what they teach. This is what they teach your children. You've got to be just as stupid as, oh, let's not go there. Like that, okay? They're trying to tell you the magnetic field comes all the way out of the Antarctic, and goes this way, all the way up to the Arctic. But at the same time, a dip compass points down into the earth at both Arctics. Then you get dummies like that guy Toon comes at me and says, there's only one Arctic. What a moron, eh? And anyone with half a brain knows what I'm talking about. I mean, that's the Arctic. That's the anti-Arctic. It's the same thing. It's just the other end. So they're both Arctics if you've got a brain. Okay? 2 times 2. Okay? What a moron that Toon is. So a dip compass, the same end of a dip compass from the one hemisphere. Don't let them fiddle with the compass. It's just one system. Okay? It's just the one system. How do I draw it? I haven't got it on the top of my head, but no, you'd have to go look it up yourself. It will point down into the, once they come close to the Arctics, they are both North Poles. Both North Poles. Poles. Okay? They're both north. South is in here. There's your South Pole in here. South Pole. South Poles. And that's exactly where the field goes to, doesn't it? Is your North Pole. It comes over here to the South Pole, drops straight down to the ground. It has to be attracted to the South Pole, doesn't it? Yeah? Then you've got a South Pole here. So it comes out of the north, which is the North Pole, and is attracted to the South Pole, which is Cancer. And between here, we have the dielectric zone. That's where the energy is created. Magnetic induction. Okay? This is why we see the image of a sun. But the heat isn't in that sun. It's just an image of the focal point, which is the end of the Milky Way that comes over and goes into the Arctic here, where the real plasma sun is. But we get an image out here because it's the main energy source right there at that moment as it moves around the flat Earth system. Okay? So realise this. So they're telling you they're telling you that magnetic field goes from one out and in. There's a disclaimer here. If the dip compass, if I'm wrong, then we have to revert to the strong force, weak force, because the centre north is the place of confinement. It's condensed, tighter magnetic field. So in the north we have the strong force. It's still a north, but it's a strong force. Okay? But it's still a North Pole. It's the North Pole's here, weak force. Weak force, okay? I've got a $10,000 challenge out there, someone to prove me wrong. If Toon thinks he can prove me wrong, he wants me to go and dump 10 grand into some dodgy flipping site that I know nothing about. how do you make these bets over across the world, across the earth? I don't know. But anyway, so they're both North Poles, and there is the South Poles. South, 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 south. Now, if they haven't fooled you, bullshitted you all your life on that one matter, they're also bullshitting you here, because the field does not cross the tropics. It doesn't even cross the tropics. So how does it get up there? How would it get up there? It comes up and goes in here. That goes in there. That goes in there. That goes in there. That comes out and goes down there. That way. Not that way. It goes into there. It goes into there. I figured all this out by myself, and then came across old Michael Cheese's video. And I'd seen it actually a few years ago. I never clicked. It never dawned on me what he'd just done. He'd done what I've been showing all along. He actually drew this as well. How the fields go like this. But I was more focused on how he was treating the Earth as a globe also. But when he drew that, then I went back after seeing it a couple of times, realised, no, he's onto it. He just doesn't want to mention this, the flat Earth system. Because then he'll know that 90% of the world, because he's so screwed in the frickin' head, will think he's the loony. No, but he did this, and I knew straight away. He knows. And he knows. He knows he's got this energy system going on, which I know about. But he's a physicist, and he knows more about it. He can put it all together way better than me. I'd have to sit down with a group of intelligent people to figure it all out. But he can do it, and he's done it apparently. It's coming. So understanding the system here. So do you think this ball thing makes sense? And the other thing is, where's the magnetic induction? What's creating the energy within our Earth if the sun is 93 million miles away? You know, these are all the stupid things. Your magnetic cycle, magnetic field of Earth, Earth. Where are the true poles? What was the other one? Energy system of it. You got the energy system of Earth. Is 93 million miles away. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got the vacuum and recycling system. Where is it? In the flat Earth system, we have it here. This is actually a vacuum. This Milky Way is actually a vacuum. The magnetic field is in the wind. And all the wind in our Earth, because they even show you on this they show you it all coming in, or rushing in like this, don't they? From the south like that, and coming in like this from the north. Well, basically that's the same as this, isn't it? This design here. Okay? Well, that is a vacuum. The Milky Way is a vacuum. All the crap is in the wind. The magnetic field is in the wind, but it drives everything into here. And while we have deserts on either side, is the crap being blown out of the purification system here. These are the dumping grounds. The sand. It gets filtered down to the earth. But anyway, it's all getting washed into the tropical gap here, around here. And this is where the energy gets sucked up and burnt up, fried in the plasma system, the real sun. Where it's totally purified. The water is, the purest water on earth. And look, it's at the centre of your earth, right? And then you refer to the centre of your brain. It contains the most purest water fluid in your entire body, is in the centre of your brain. Understand that? And then it all drips back down. Drip back down to the Beaufort Gaia where the fresh water is. What's fresh water doing in the middle of your Arctic Ocean? Seawater. It's a recycling system. All gets drawn to the tropics and pulled up through and over through this vacuum that moves around the flat earth 24/7. Where's the recycling system here? See, you believe in that bullshit. They spin all the bullshit stories about Earth being killed off by the human race when it has its own recycling system. Okay? Doesn't mean you can go and pollute the bloody thing, but you know, Earth would have been dead millions of years ago. But we go through cycle after cycle after cycle. It's always getting purified. Maybe stopping and rebooting, but it has its own purification system. So vacuum energy cycle, no. 5. Energy system, the sun, 93 million miles away. We've done that one. Okay, how stupid is that? And they're trying to tell you that it travels all the way through this la land to get to our Earth, but the heat comes up off the Earth, not down through this way, because you don't get hotter the further you go up towards the sun, do you? No, the heat's coming from within Earth, within this closed system, because all being created here in the tropics is magnetic induction. There's something online at the moment, you've seen it on Facebook, where the guy's got this aluminium thing here, or whatever it is. He's got a hole here, and he puts to fill the hole, and then puts this cord, which is magnetic induction, and it mounts this big washer nut thing into the system and seals it. It's this cord, big energy coming off magnetic induction. This cord just, mounts it into the rest of the metal here. Magnetic induction. It's all connected with that the Chinese rust remover machine. Have you seen that? Woo. Laser just removes all the rust. So you got bullshit galore here, and they don't talk about this offset. This is offset. They know it's offset because in the flat earth system, because it's mirrored and parabolically, it has to be offset. So you'll get, how do I draw that? Because the sun moves around the black hole. This is exploded view, okay? There's the black hole, there's the sun. So the sun is always offset to center. And because the center north is parabolically projected to the south, then it's going to be offset. So wherever the sun is, it's going to be on the other side. So let's say right out to south is here. The sun there is now going to be here. So they've got the sun on this side here, but the sun's on that side there. So that's the offset. Okay? But no, they leave their sticky thing, the big stick, axis stick, equal. But then they say, the magnetic field, the magnet inside the hollow earth or whatever is offset. So the magnetic field is offset. It's all about the magnetic field there anyway. More utter garbage. Why is it on this 23 degrees tilt anyway? Because up here back at creation, the centre vortex, we have the ecliptic plane is up here. And it flexes over the year. There's the black holes, there's the sun. And it flexes, okay, like this, to the point where it's flat, and then it starts going down again. This flexing, because you've got the S-curve vortex in here, the vortex in here, pumping, it's like a heart, pump up and down. Over the year, pumps up, squeezes down. And that flexing moves the ecliptic plane up and down. What don't they understand about this? I mean, that's just totally screwed, but people are so ignorant. Nobody's sharing my videos. That's why no one's getting to know all this stuff. And I'm shadow banned, so no one's learning anything. I mean, people are just as ignorant as the day I started making videos, even though I've spent 7 years and made about 1,000 videos. Understanding the flexing of the ecliptic plane up here above the vortex, centre Arctic. The black hole. Even what they tell you about black holes is total garbage. It's all BS. Everything you're taught about this thing is bullshit. Okay? So it's on the tilt. The sun follows this flexing of the magnetic field up and in for the winter, or it comes. I've drawn that wrong actually. The sun, the black hole never moves, and the sun doesn't move, it just goes around in a circle. That never moves. So the ecliptic plane will go like this. It'll always stay centralized like this. All comes out of that center. So the sun will come up for the northern hemisphere winter, or it will go down and out in the December solstice, southern hemisphere. Okay, it's down and out. This is shorter. This is longer, down and out, short, down and out. Okay, it's like the protea flower. So, and you go deep into science, and it tells you the sun follows the magnetic field. And it's fluctuating in this ecliptic plane. You imagine the ecliptic plane here. That ecliptic plane, the same ecliptic plane that has all the planets in there. They're all flexing with it. It's all flexing. And the moon. The moon travels across the ecliptic plane every month and back in again. Out and back in again. And it moves all the way around the Earth over time. Doing its cycle. Even though it's going around every day, each month it's moving around the flat Earth system. So, all the comedy here, offset axis. Where is that? We've got the offset magnetic field. All comedy. What else is stupid about this model? You name it. The whole thing's just freaking totally ridiculous. Once you understand this, that is just it's just so weird, funny, strange. But the way it works in a lot of aspects works with the same as the flat Earth system. That's where you think, well shit, they must have been so clever to figure that out. But they haven't figured everything out. Everything is figured out in the flat Earth model. They cannot figure anything out. I mean, it was only a couple of years ago, and you go online and ask what the moon is. It says, oh, we don't know what the moon is. They don't even know all that stuff. The moon here is the negative of the sun. The sun and the moon are one. Sun, moon. Male, female. They come together and become one at new moon. New moon. Okay? It's showing us the cycle of life. It's our goal in life is for our two entities, male and female, or male and spirituality, the two brothers, the duality, the twins, your two selves, being unified. But to be unified involves the feminine, the moon, which is the feminine. That's why the moon's involved with the spiritual story of man reuniting, coming into one, singularity. This is singularity. Well, that's new moon. That's what they're showing us, because all the celestial bodies are for signs. So the moon wanders out over the month, but it comes back, doesn't it? It comes back straight into the sun. They become one. Sun and moon, new moon for 2.2 days. And then the sun races off ahead, and the moon will come out in a slightly different spot from the centre. Might come out there 1 month, the next month is out there, but you know. Works its way all the way around the earth, just like the whole system goes like this. You know, all the way around. So you get that all the way around the northern hemisphere, and you get the same all the way around the southern hemisphere. See? And they're mirrored. So it's understanding what the sun and the moon are, representing the male and the female, and how they come together and they make babies. So then you go into the religious story. The two get it on and make a spiritual birth, a virgin birth of a man being enlightened, illuminated here on earth. That's the whole Jesus Christ story in religion. But you've got to realise there's two Christs. There's a parallel story. Christ the Son, Christ the Son of earth, and then you have Christ the Son, S-O-N, of man. All due to the sun and the moon getting it on. And this whole Christ story here, like this one, follows the solar eclipse, the full solar eclipse. Solar eclipse. And another stories of religion, Joseph told the sun to stand still. At this point here, the sun does not move in declination. It goes around every day, but it doesn't move down or up in declination, okay? Sun stands still, does not move in declination. It's the holy season in here. So much to learn, people. So much to learn. Yet everybody wants to remain ignorant. Completely lose the meaning to life. So focused on the physical world and so ignorant of where they came and where they will be going. It's not until they drop dead in the physical world they go, oh, bugger, Lindsay was right. But it's too late then, because then you suffer. Depending on how ignorant you were, then you suffer. I'm just reading all that in the Apocrypha. If you think you read the Bible, you'd be lucky. Anyway, you've got the Apocrypha that was left out of the Bible. Very interesting. So, understanding religion is all connected to the flat earth system. Once you understand the flat earth system, you start associating, or if you follow me then, I can guide you to understanding all of Scripture, what it's referring to, because it's a book of physics, most important book on earth. It's about your meaning to life, why you're connected to earth, how the earth works. All the ancient stories are giving you a little bit about it. You know, books like the Iliad. Lot of books. So we'll leave it at that. That's sort of all I got in my mind at the moment. Hope you found that interesting. If you want more information, you have to go up here. Go to my Patreon. And you really want to join the Saints, which is $20 per month. It's peanuts for what you're going to learn here. But buy the go and buy the Floodgates video. Floodgates video. It's sort of like a foundation into this the spiritual stuff, understanding why, how, you know, like the flower of life and all that. No one's ever explained it before. There's only one I'm the only person who breaks it all down. What the flower of life actually is, where it is and all that sort of stuff. Where's Thoth's spaceship and all that sort of thing. Okay? So thanks for watching. Don't forget to put a likes up and subscribe. And if you're not sharing it, no one's going to know about this stuff. Everyone's going to remain ignorant. So those who are wanting people to understand the flat earth and it's connected to religion, you're going to get nowhere if you're not going to share my information, because no one out there is telling it like I'm telling it. Okay, cheers.